My name's Luke. I'm joined by champion of Flex Fights MMA, Lateesha, the Honey Badger Mohl. Lateesha, welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me so much.
We're under 24 hours from when you won your belt. What does it feel like to be a champion?
It feels great, honestly. I'm still kind of like in a fairy tale land, I think. I still am like right after the fight I had to keep asking him like, "Oh my God, is this real? Like, did this really happen?" But I feel great, honestly.
Well, I hope you do, because it was a great win. Always a big deal to win an amateur title belt, but also you moved up in weight and you stopped her with strikes while she was up against the cage. The ref had to jump in. How much does it mean to be able to win in such a big way, as opposed to maybe a split decision, which is still a great win, but to be able to get a stoppage for a big win like this?
Yeah, this is my first stoppage in any fight sport, because I also do kickboxing and MMA, or kickboxing and boxing, excuse me. So this is my first actual like real like TKO stoppage. All of my other wins or losses have just been decisions. So I mean, it was like an incredible feeling. Honestly, I knew I had the power to do it. I just didn't expect it to happen so fast, I guess. I don't know. I've really shocked myself, honestly, but it means a lot to me, coming from where I came from with my MMA record and people really just like not believing in me. I think this really proved myself.
Mhm. Absolutely. And obviously, talking about that, you've had quite a few MMA fights. Most of them have gone against you. You mentioned on Facebook that you've been going to, I guess, like a sports psychologist or a sports. And how much of this game do you think is mental in order to connect what you can do physically to what you need to do mentally in order for it to both come together?
Yeah, I think a lot of people think it's like an 80-20 split, like 80%, physical, 20% mental. For me, it's like 99% mental and then like 1% everything else. Cause like all of my losses in MMA specifically have been because mentally I just didn't know how to handle it. I didn't know what to do with myself. It's not that I wasn't in shape. It's not that I wasn't capable. I'm just one of those people that has competition anxiety, and I just didn't know how to deal with it for 5 years until now.
Well, you obviously have to feel good about figuring out what was the biggest thing for you. You've got your competition anxiety under control. Did you know it going into this fight, or is it only looking back that you can tell, okay, now I know I've got my competition anxiety under control?
I actually fought 2 weeks ago. I had a boxing match. And then 2 weeks before that, I had another boxing match. And I won both of those matches. And I was working under the sports therapist, Anne, who is absolutely fantastic with great sports minds. And she honestly like really opened my eyes to, I knew I had a problem all those years. I knew I was adrenaline dumping. I knew I had competition anxiety, but I didn't know how to fix it. I didn't know there were things like sports therapists out there that literally helped you specifically with that problem. So I knew, once I won those two boxing matches, I was like, I think I got this figured out. Like, this worked for me twice already. The only difference is it's MMA. So there's some grappling involved. Like I just kept telling myself that's the only difference. Like I'm going to do my same, preparation that I did for my last two fights. And obviously it worked for me.
Well, that is really great. It's always good when a fighter or anybody can talk about the value of going to therapy, any type of therapy, whether it's
Yeah.
sports therapy, mental health therapy, physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy. We can go on and on, but how important all that is. But also, it's nice to know your MMA record doesn't show it because it's only MMA, but it's nice to know that you were on a bit of a roll, bit of a momentum. And how important do you think that is to be able to continue this momentum now in MMA?
Um, honestly, I took this MMA fight. I wasn't really planning on going back to MMA for a while. I was offered the fight, kind of on like a month's notice, and I was like, you know what? Why not? I've got other things coming up. I'm already in shape. Let's just do it. Let's experiment with this mental thing, like see what happens. So I actually fight again in 2 weeks. I'm doing kickboxing nationals for WKA. So we're just going to use this momentum. We're just going to roll it right into that. And we'll see if anything pops up with MMA in the future. I really wasn't planning on doing more MMA. I was planning on trying to make a pro debut in boxing here soon. But if something happens to come up and it fits my schedule and what I'm feeling, I might just go for it, honestly.
Well, it's great to see your mindset, how your mindset's doing. Obviously, coming off a big win, you have confidence now. But talk a little bit about what you'd want in WKAs, kind of what your goals are for the kickboxing side of things, and then what do you see for yourself in boxing? Because you've mentioned both of those.
Right. So WKA, they're running it as like a tournament style, actually. So I'll fight on Saturday, and planning on winning that match. I'll fight the next day on Sunday as well. And I mean, for that, I'm very comfortable in kickboxing. I'm 4-0 in kickboxing. It's an area I've been to before, and now with this, this new mental mindset, I really plan on just doing what I did last night. Just going in there, doing what I know, doing what I'm comfortable with. I have really, really high hopes for the kickboxing nationals, but at the same time, I'm really just doing it for fun. I have teammates competing alongside me. It's going to be a really fun time. And for boxing, I'm 2-1 now. And that seems to just be another really, really like comfortable place for me. And my boxing coach, Claudie Kenyon from Capital Punishment, he like has full faith in me going pro and thinks that I can really like make it through the female ranks. So I'm really excited to see what happens with that.
Well, that is obviously great when you have good coaching and you can see progress. The other thing that you mentioned for WKAs is you have high expectations and confidence, but you're also there to have fun. And
Right.
blending that, I'm sure, is something that your therapist is working on to make it enjoy the process as opposed to it being a binary, good or bad. Because that's what's so hard about any martial arts is there's only one winner and one loser. If we're playing a team sport, baseball, softball, basketball, you could have a great day and your team still lose, but you feel good about it because you're like, hey, I had a great day. And in
Right.
fighting, it's a little bit different. So I'm glad you're doing so well. We'd love to have you back on for after WKA Nationals. I think that'll be a good time to just kind of catch up with you on your journey.
Yeah.
Thanks for taking time out in your day after your big win. Who are your main thank yous, your gratitude? Obviously, I know you're really excited. Want to give you time for that.
I have a lot of people, so if I miss someone, I'm sorry. But definitely, my MMA team at Gracie 717. Damien is our head jujitsu instructor. Fantastic, very, very, very smart in jujitsu, and has helped me a lot with transitioning that jujitsu into an MMA game. My corners, Christian and Randy, and they're also my coaches. They've been helping me get ready for this. My boyfriend Jeff has actually been my main training partner for this camp, and he's been fantastic and has just really helped me taken the extra time after hard training sessions to really help me with some stuff. And then, of course, my sponsors, MMA Tea Company, great support from them. Thank you guys. Out in the Lights, they make custom rash guards, and Kentucky Hemp Works, best CBD oil out there. And of course, another shout out to my boxing team at Capital Punishment and my trainer there, Claudia Kenyon. Thank you guys.
Well, thanks so much to you, champ. Enjoy the victory and also the success and the direction of your career. Catch you later. Have a good one, champ.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.